You're listening to Kreative Radio.
Let me get comfortable. Y'all. Hold on. Let me get comfortable. So, today, we are talking about, hello. All right. So today, hi everyone. Can you hear me? Boop, 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 boop. This is what I do. This is what I do when I'm testing out the mic. Hey, yay. It's Kreative Radio. Whoa. Can you hear me? Can you feel me? I should be a DJ. Tell you like a EJ. I'm going to tell you. Good morning to you. Welcome to Kreative Radio. This is 31 days of Kreative Radio with Khalil, Kavon. We are going 31 days straight at the 9 a.m. hour. And you are going to be hearing all new episodes of my thoughts that I have been procrastinating about for the last, 685, 750 days. Yeah. We're not procrastinating no more. It's a wrap for that ministry. We are no longer a part of the procrastination ministry. So, I have sent in my resignation letter for the procrastination ministry. I have told the pastor that I am not being a part of the procrastination ministry no more. We are thankful for that season and time. Amen. But yeah, we're not doing the procrastination ministry no more. No. So if you're joining with me, come along. Let's do this. So today we're going to talk about how we need to get out of our own way. And I am talking to myself as well. Many times we can literally put ourselves in our way. And I used to hear this so many times. I used to hear people say this, like, you're getting in your own way. You are blocking yourself. I even saw a post this past weekend or past week where it was like, don't be the weapon that forms against you. And sometimes, and not even sometimes, I've rebuked that. It's not even sometimes no more. We're no longer being the weapon that has formed against us. We're not forming weapons against ourselves with the mind. The mind is so important, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you, because when you talk yourself out of things, when you talk yourself out of creativity, when you talk yourself out of a business, when you talk yourself out of what you need to do, you are literally delaying the people that you are assigned to. So when you stop yourself and when you stop in your tracks and you say, I'm not going to do this or I'm not going to show up, you are literally holding up the people that are assigned to you. The project may be small. The viewers may be small. It may be 10 viewers, 100 viewers, 1,000 viewers, 1,000,000 viewers. But every time you go to stop and you say, I'm not going to do this, you are delaying the people that you are called to, and you are now delaying their destiny because you have the answer and the keys to what they need to do. So stop procrastinating and stop talking yourself out of things. There are people that are doing mediocre and you have the specialty to do it and you are stopping yourself. Why? Please tell me. Why are you stopping yourself? It's the childhood trauma that needs to be healed for me. Okay. It's the trauma that needs to be healed for me. Okay. We need to heal the trauma, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, because we cannot be going out here with childhood trauma and stopping ourselves because people told us no, rejection, the parents did not believe in us. All of that, it is our story. For me, that is my story. In the sense of, I had people who did not believe in me when I first started. It was my mom who literally pushed me and was like, okay, you have this vision, you have this thing, let's go with it. Sweetie, you want to do it? So when my mom passed, that's why it took a toll on me, because my cheerleader was no longer there and I had to learn to cheerlead myself. So we're not stopping ourselves no more. And we have to learn how to cheerlead ourselves. But we sometimes are so used to the repeated record of us telling ourselves no and telling ourselves that we can't do it and telling ourselves that this is not worth it and telling ourselves that who's going to listen and telling ourselves, are they really going to buy it? Are they really going to do it? Are they really going to trust in the vision? Are they really going to support? Instead of just doing it. Can you imagine if people were talking to God at the beginning of time and was just like, God, you shouldn't speak those words and you shouldn't create, the earth because what's going to happen and who's going to really understand it and who's really going to support it and what are they going to say and how is that going to work out and what are you going to do and ba 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 ba. Can you imagine someone talking to God and really being like, you shouldn't just speak, creation and you shouldn't move forward? Well, I wouldn't be here doing this podcast. You wouldn't be here watching or listening. So we need to get out of the way. Okay? And we need to stop attaching ourselves to objects that make us put ourselves in the way. We attach ourselves to the voices of people. Stop attaching yourself, and I'm talking to myself, stop attaching to yourself to the voices of people. Stop making people's opinions your reason of not doing things. People have an opinion. That's why it's called an opinion. It is not a fact. What may have not worked for somebody else can work for you. What someone else did not accomplish, maybe that is for you. What someone else couldn't work out, maybe that's for you to work out. And I know, it's not always easy. We're in an era where we are literally breaking generational curses. And so, sometimes I can feel like, whoa, what is going on here? But do it. Just do it anyways. And you know what? I rebuke that. I rebuke the feeling that we have this tendency where it's like, oh, it's not always easy. Okay. Who said it doesn't always have to be easy? What about if this is the time where you set up the systems and the things in your life to make things easy? Why does everything always have to be a show, dramatic, traumatic? It does not have to be that. It does not. And it won't. Because we rebuke that over here. We rebuke that everything has to be traumatic and it has to be a whole dramatic presentation to get the message, to learn the lesson. No, sometimes it's just going back to what was already told to us to do. Sometimes we make things complicated than they are. And we put ourselves in the way. And again, I rebuke that. We're going to stop putting ourselves in the way. So that's why you're going to see me change the words on here, because we're not putting ourselves in the way. But we are going to stop putting ourselves in the way of situations, of things, of assignments, of callings, of destinies, of businesses, of so many different things, because of what we feel people will think. And who are we trying to prove it to? Who are you trying to prove this to? That's the question we need to be asking. Who are you trying to prove this to? Because if you continually try to prove what your destiny and calling is to people who do not understand, you will continue to feel like they don't understand, because that is not your people. That is not your target audience. Sometimes your target audience is not the people from home. Sometimes your target audience is not the people that you grew up with. Sometimes your target audience is not the people that you thought that who was going to be. Sometimes it'd be complete strangers. And you have to be comfortable with that. And stop putting yourself in the way because you're like, oh, I thought it was going to be, the people that was there for me, because sometimes they don't understand the vision. They still are looking at you as little so-and-so from, this city. They're still looking at you as the one who had a vision. Now you have the vision, you're making it plain, and you're doing it. So now it's like, whoa, she was talking about that, or he was talking about that years ago, and now he's doing it. So do not allow you having to prove a point to your city put you in the way, or even social media. It's an app, baby. The world is very big. There's more to just an app, to just apps. What were we doing before apps? Okay. And I know they're going to be mad because I said this, but what were we doing before apps? There's more to apps, honey. There's a whole community of people waiting for you. And you're stopping yourself because you didn't get 5 likes today. Baby. When you go into the supermarket, guess what? That's people. When you go into the store, that's people. When you go to the mall, that's people. Why are you stopping yourself at an app that the algorithm switches every single day? And you're telling yourself that no one supports me and no. Just show up. Just try showing up. Put yourself on a goal. Put yourself on a challenge and show up today. Just show up. You've been holding off on stuff. You've been writing stuff out. You've been planning stuff. You've been doing all of this. But when are you going to show up? Because we are waiting for you. That's going to be my thing. In a lot of episodes, you're going to hear me say this. But we are waiting for you. We are waiting for you to come and step up to the plate and stop putting yourself in a way and produce what you need to produce, because you are holding on to solutions and keys that can unlock the destiny for so many others. You may not see it because you're looking for this international rollout tomorrow, when you have not even started with the local rollout today. You haven't even started with the city today. You're looking for an international rollout, and because it doesn't look like you have an international rollout overnight, then you want to quit. Why? Why? Because people are out here looking the part. Why are you stopping yourself? Why? That's why I'm doing 31 days of this podcast, because I want to ask my own self. Why have you been stopping yourself? Why are we not at further episodes? Because I've been overthinking a lot of stuff. Oh, I don't know if they're going to receive it. And you have cancel culture. So you say this, they're going to be mad. And blah, 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 blah. So what? We're on a floating rock. We are on a floating rock if you really think about it. I just saw a TikTok about this the other day. We are on a floating rock. So what? If you don't like me, so what? If you don't like what I say, so what? If you don't like my products, so what? If you don't like the stuff I market myself, so what? If you don't like that I'm confident within myself, so what? You have to deal with that. And half the time, the people that be mad be people that are doing nothing. And they want you to do nothing with them. And that's not our ministry. We're not just doing nothing. We're doing big things over here. We're doing big things everywhere. Okay? So why are you stopping people out there who's sitting watching you? That means you have took the time to watch me, to say something. So I'm glad that I'm entertaining you. I'm glad that I'm doing something for you. Something in your brain is making you want to communicate with me. Thank you. Thank you. And you have to realize that. Yeah. So worried about who's going to think. We're on a floating rock. That should just tell you something right there. We're on a floating rock. We're on a floating rock. Do you know how crazy that looks? Can you imagine each day we woke up and realized, like, wow, we're on a floating rock? Maybe we should just, not do nothing because we're on a floating rock. We're on a floating rock. And stuff is still moving. And stuff is still going. And new things are happening every day. So why are you stopping on this floating rock? That is weird. You think your project is weird. So you are stopping your project because it looks weird. The earth is weird. The earth is ghetto. The earth is ghetto. But anyway, child. But like I was saying, we are on a floating rock paying bills. On a floating rock doing work. On a floating rock doing labor. And you're stopping. Why? Why? That looks crazy. And we're still moving here. Your idea looks crazy. But maybe it'll move if you actually do it and stop putting yourself in a way. You know how many times I was like, oh, I don't want to do a podcast episode because, I want to just look like, from things from an expert level. Woo hoo 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 hoo. And then, people are going to receive it from an expert level when my brand is authenticity. If you know Khalil Kavon has literally traveled the world. Khalil Kavon has worked with a whole bunch of celebrities. Khalil Kavon has done it. And here Khalil Kavon still is in the brand of authenticity. That's all I can do. I mean, that's all I can give. I'm giving what it's giving. It's authenticity. It's the authenticity for me. Okay? It's the authenticity for me. That's all I can give. Okay? I cannot be anyone else but Khalil Kavon. So why would I stop? And I get it, because in this era, authenticity is sometimes not celebrated. But you have to understand, we are in a new era. This next generation, they want authenticity. They don't want the BS. They don't want the rainbow and sugar coated stuff. They don't want, you just giving them a sprinkle and, you just making everything seem so sweet and making everything seem so, color. They want the real. Like, this is what it is. You're going to have some storms and some clouds and all of this, but you're going to get through it. They want the real tea. They want the real tea. So sometimes you be trying to do all this planning to produce, and people just want the real. People just want the real. Y'all, in May, I had so many different breakdowns. Y'all didn't even know. And I'm so here posting and blah, 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 blah. I had so many different breakdowns. It wasn't even funny. Because I'm like, Lord. And Lord was like, you see all of this that I gave you? See all these notes that you keep writing? You keep waking up and you keep failing to do it? Yeah, let's start with that. You want to move to point B? Let's start with the stuff I have already given you. And what have you been given that you are not moving on? Start with that. We be sometimes in 2040 and 2050 trying to do all these different things and have not started with idea number 1. That's called functional planning. I don't even know if that's even a term, but I feel like that's functional planning. You're just functioning and planning. I'm planning this, I'm planning that, I'm doing this. Where is the execution? Planning is great. You must plan. That is a very pivotal thing. But you also have to do the action. I could plan all the episodes in the world for this, but if I never get on this mic and talk, guess what? You're not going to know about it. So how can I be discouraged if you don't know about it? If you don't know about the podcast, So stop getting in your way. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, why are you getting in your way? That is our question of the day. Why are you getting in your way? But I want you to really meditate on that today. Why are you getting in your way? What voice is telling you no? How about yes? How about it could work out? How about this might be the one? How about this can be the thing that pushes me? How about if I just show up, I can do this? How about that? How about the people I'll receive it? How about I'm going to reach my right target audience? How about that? How about I'm going to reach the people that I need to reach? Play that record today. Play that record. But the record of all of that negativity, let it go. Let it go. That record is not even charting. The record of people's not, going to receive it. That record is not even charting. It's not even on the charts. It's dropped the first minute you thought about it because it's not even true. It's just the lies. Stop believing the lies. And I know sometimes it could be like, how do you do that with so much noise in the world? And then you look on social media and then you see people that's doing it and you're like, oh, maybe, the idea that I had, I see someone over here that's doing it. And so I don't know. And la, 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 la. But do it. Do it. Do it. It's not going to hurt if you just do it. I would rather us say we did it and it worked or it didn't work and move on to the next than just all these ideas just floating around. Floating around for what? Floating around for what? What are you stopping for? You have so much potential. You have so many things that you have to do. You have so many different things that you have to achieve. There are so many different things and options for you, especially in the era that we live in. Why are you stopping yourself? Why are you stopping yourself? Ask yourself that today. Why am I stopping myself? Why do I think that this does not have the potential to do what it can do? Why do I have this thing where I, feel like it won't give what it can give? Because it can give what it can give. I just need to move on it. So yeah, that is our show for today. We're starting out this month. Happy June. We're starting out with what is stopping you. And it doesn't always have to be your mind. Sometimes it could be you don't have the finances. So what is your long-term goal? Sometimes it could be you feel like you don't have the support. So what has your previous structure of support been? that needs to change now? Ask yourself that today. What has worked and what has not worked? And go forward with those things that work. And those things that need to change it. It may be that you have people with negativity that you were talking to. Change that. It may be that you have always told yourself no. Maybe you need to tell yourself yes. It may be that you have parents that looked at you weird for starting something. Change it. Change who you're trying to prove a point to. Maybe you don't need to prove a point to your parents. Maybe you don't need to prove a point. Maybe you need to prove a point to yourself. Maybe you need to prove a point to yourself. Prove to yourself that despite the negativity, despite what people said I couldn't do, despite what people said could have happened, I can do this. And it doesn't have to be out of rage. It doesn't have to be out of anger. It doesn't have to be out of nastiness. It could just simply be, I can do this. I can accomplish this. I have the potential to do what I need to do. I have the potential to give what I need to give. And that's on period. So thank you for listening to Kreative Radio day number 1. We are going 31 days straight for Kreative Radio. So be sure to tune in tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for a brand new episode. It's your Kreative Radio host, Kavon. I just made that up. So don't be over here, trying to talk about my singing, because I just made that up on the spot. All right. I will talk to you later. Be sure to go to www.khalilkavon.com for all summer and 2022 bookings. Be sure to follow me on Instagram at Khalil Kavon. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at Khalil Kavon. And just know, no stopping yourself no more. No more. We don't like that. We don't like that. But move forward in what you got to do. And you are supported. Thanks for listening to Kreative Radio. And I will talk to you later. Bye.